Hello and welcome back, everybody. Today we have an interesting case. Today we learn about the difference between self-defense and physically attacking someone for nefarious reasons. We have what is called a CO2 gun, dogs on and off leashes, and plaintiffs landing up in jail after defending themselves and their loved ones. Yes, today we learn about how a simple act of self-defense could land you up in jail for 24 hours. The plaintiff today is suing the defendant for doing just such a thing. Now, on the outside, this looks like a pretty easy case. Not knowing what weapon this is, you might think, well, you can't just draw a weapon on someone, especially if, for example, like today's case, you're being approached by someone's dog. I mean, dogs approach people all the time, right? Well, let's see how you feel after you watch today's case. Sit back, relax, and let's see what Judge Judy has to say.
Jason Durfee is suing dog owner Terry Sachs for legal fees and damages from a false arrest.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Judge, case 4008, Durfee versus Sachs.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Durfee, you are suing the defendant because you allege that because of his actions, you were falsely arrested.
Yes, Your Honor.
Spent a day in jail.
Yes.
And the defendant has a counterclaim for emotional distress based upon what he claims were your actions that occurred over a year ago and involved dogs.
Yes.
This dog, he looks very unhappy on there. Would he be happier on the floor?
But I can try.
I think so. He's shaking.
He's cold, actually.
Oh, I can imagine. Should have a sweater. I'm cold, too. With a sweater and a robe. I'm still freezing here.
Yes.
Okay. You were walking your dog at approximately what time?
About 8 p.m., Your Honor.
Where were you walking your dog?
Just around my neighborhood. There's a park in the neighborhood called Fazio Farms Park.
When you were walking your dog, was your dog on leash or off?
It was on leash.
And you were in the same park?
That's right, Your Honor.
And you were with your dog?
That's right.
What kind of dog do you have?
He's a German Shepherd Husky mix.
So a big dog.
He's a big boy, yeah.
On leash or off?
At the time, he was off leash, Your Honor.
By the way, where you were in this park, you were not, I assume, in a dog park area with the dog.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So the dog should have been on leash.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, I'm going to let you tell me, from your perspective, you tell me what happened.
I approached the park. I saw there's a playground that sits approximately 15 feet below to the area of the park that I entered. I saw a dog off leash.
Did you see Mr. Sachs?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. Was
I
he
have
the only
pictures.
one? As a matter of fact, that may make it easier for me.
I think it will. It also has the distance from where the dog approached to my location.
Okay. So, where did you enter?
This is my view from where I was standing. At the bottom left-hand corner is where I was standing.
Here?
The dog was down in the playground area.
In the
Yes.
sand area?
Yes.
And what were you doing there, sir?
I was using my drone to help get my neighbor's rocket out of a tree.
So you were in the playground area?
Yes, Your Honor.
And would it be fair to say that when the plaintiff was here, your dog went up to the plaintiff, went on the grass area?
He did walk up to him, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now let's go.
As I approached the park, I saw the dog off leash. I hollered out to the owner. I said, "Is your dog on leash?" As soon as I said that, I grabbed the attention of the dog, and the dog started running towards me, barking towards my dog. So I reached down on the ground, picked up my dog into my arm, loaded a CO2 pistol gun that I carry with me for protection, and started to kick the dog backwards.
And?
As the dog went back, the first time I kicked with my foot forward. The dog lunged up towards my face, and about that time is when Terry was able to regain control of his dog.
Okay, your version.
I was in the playground.
Got it.
Using the drone. I hear a voice just say, "Is your dog on a leash?" I thought it was Jerry speaking.
I don't care what you thought.
I heard a voice say, "Is your dog on a leash?" I turned around. I see Rico walking up to Mr. Durfee.
Your dog wasn't walking. Let me explain something to you. I'm a dog owner, and I have a 5-pound Schnurrdicker. And when she wants to get to another dog, she doesn't walk over. She runs over. She scoots over when she sees another dog she wants to play with. So when a German Shepherd sees another dog, it may not be aggressive, but they don't walk. So let's keep the verbs real, shall we?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your dog ran over to where the plaintiff was with his dog.
Okay, Your Honor.
Now, the reason that you might see me be animated is because judges bring with them to their job, just like everyone else brings their experience to their job. We're not really blank slates. We're supposed to be, but we're not. And I'm a relatively diminutive person, short. And only once did it happen to me that a big dog that didn't mean to be hurtful or aggressive, but just wanted to sort of play and was playful, was off leash, ran up to me, knocked me down, and almost broke my back. Didn't mean to hurt me. But there's a fear that one has when a large dog that is unattended approaches them quickly because they don't know whether it's a good dog or not. They certainly know that the owner of that dog was violating the rules by allowing the dog to be off leash. And not only was your dog off leash, but you weren't even paying attention to the dog. You were helping your friend. So you were busy with your drone, and you weren't even in eye control of your dog. Not only weren't in physical control of your dog, not even eye control of your dog. Mr. Sachs, you look like a very nice man. That's very frightening.
The first thing I said to Mr. Durfee, Your Honor, is he's a very nice, very good boy.
But that was after you got control of him. Do you understand?
Your Honor, I said that after Mr. Durfee says, is your dog on a leash?
I'm sorry, I just gave the hardest eye roll there. Oh, my dog's a really good dog. He's a good boy. That's not the point, sir. The point is that you had your very large dog off leash in a public area, racing up to another human being and another dog, and whether or not you like it, the response on the receiving end of your good boy has nothing to do with you. It's not up to you. You just don't get to do that. It's just not okay. That's like playing Russian roulette. You never know when your dog's just going to run up to someone and knock them on their back and break their back like Judge Judy experienced. Come on, dude. Seriously? What a weak argument. Oh, he's a good boy.
I noticed that he was holding his dog. He's standing up by the pavilion.
Okay, you think he was holding his dog because he thought that that's the way the dog was going to use the bathroom with his holding his dog? He was holding his dog because your dog was off leash and running up to him.
I can see that, Your Honor.
I'm glad you can see it. I can see it. You allowed an 80-pound animal that you may know is friendly and wouldn't hurt a fly be put in a situation where it almost got shot. You did that. You're the parent. And then you blame him? Is he awake? What did you bring him for?
And later today.
Did you ask her to do something that was not legal?
No, weed is legal in Ohio and in Michigan.
So why would you need her help?
Because I don't drive.
What do you mean you don't drive? She just sent you a car payment.
Jason Durfee claims dog owner Terry Sachs owes for legal fees after having him falsely arrested. Terry is countersuing for emotional distress.
Now, what happened was you had this air pistol, whatever it was, and you took it out
Yes.
and didn't use it,
I didn't use it.
and you called 911, and he was arrested.
That's a brief summary of what happened, Your Honor.
Of
Yes.
course.
He did not pull the gun out until I approached, Your Honor. Mr. Durfee pulled the gun out in response to my approach, not my dog's.
Oh, I don't know that, sir. How do you know that? This is all happening instantaneously. This isn't happening in slow motion, sir. Be fair. He says to you, is your dog on leash? Your dog takes off. You have a dog that weighs probably 80 to 110 pounds?
73 pounds, Your Honor.
Okay. I like playing devil's advocate, as you guys know. And so I have to say something about what I just heard. I have a background that involves my dad being in the military, as I've mentioned before, and so I'm aware of the etiquette that surrounds guns and gun control. And rule number one, when you deal with guns, weapons of any kind, but specifically guns that have a trigger mechanism, you are not allowed to point that at people. You're just not. Unless you are certain that you need to pull the trigger in order to defend yourself. Now, If what he's saying is true, that he only pulled his gun out once the human approached and wasn't pointing it at the dog, yeah, that changes things a little bit, but how do you prove that? Yeah, this is a tricky one. But just so you know, never ever ever point unless you intend to shoot, and if you're going to shoot, you know you have to stick with those consequences thereafter. There you go.
Well, close. So that's a big dog, and combination husky and shepherd, probably a beautiful dog, but they're ominous looking if they're running at you and you don't know whether to expect something that's going to hurt you, going to lunge onto your dog, or as you say, my dog is very friendly, you don't have to worry about him. Now, do you need to be licensed to carry that weapon?
No, it's a less than lethal weapon.
So what were you arrested for?
Aggravated assault.
Aggravated assault?
With a deadly weapon, yes.
I'd like to see the complaint. You were arrested, spent 24 hours in jail. Were you given a summons, Mr. Sachs, for having your dog off leash?
No, Your Honor. I spoke to...
That's hysterical. That's actually hysterical. The person who precipitated this whole incident wasn't even admonished by giving him a ticket for having his dog off leash.
Your Honor, I spoke to the officer that arrested Mr. Durfee, and I explained to him that prior to my knowledge, there was no signage in the park saying that dogs must be on leash. The officer explained to me that it's a West Valley City ordinance that dogs do have.
Listen to me. I don't give a rat's behind what the officer said to you. It was the law. You disregarded it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Can I see the dismissal of the case, please,
Yes.
that happened a year later? You paid a lawyer $5,000 to represent you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the bill?
I do.
I'd like to see it.
I also have the police report, Your Honor, that says Mr. Durfee was unable to explain to the police how my dog was being aggressive.
I just told you how. I just told you how. And
Yes,
what
sir.
I told you was an accurate description of what happened that day. Listen, I'm 81 years old, been there a dozen times. Schlemiels who left their big dogs off leash should be punished if they threaten somebody else. Now, threatening is in the mind of that person, not your dog.
At the end of the day, a dog of that size is the equivalent of a weapon. And if this was an old-fashioned Western film where there was a Mexican standoff, you know, it all boils down to whoever shoots first. And yeah, I agree with Judge Judy. In my opinion, having a big dog that is capable of vicious means is equivalent to a loaded gun. I mean, there's a reason why the police use the Alsatian/German Shepherd breed as their number one choice for police dogs. Come on. I mean, you know, yeah.
When an 80-pound animal is running up to you, you don't know what to expect. Don't you get that?
I understand, Your Honor.
Well, I'm glad you understand it, so don't make any excuses for it.
Your Honor, I don't have that receipt. It was not in my packet.
It's right here.
Okay.
$49.80.
Oh, it was there.
So you're going to pay his counsel fees. And what Mr. Durfee is suing for is $10,000. If I could award you more for spending 24 hours in jail, is that what you spent in jail?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
24 hours?
Yes, Your Honor.
Believe me, I would award you more.
Thank you.
Now, you have a counterclaim. Your claim is that this whole incident caused you serious emotional distress.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't care. Nobody cares. You caused your own emotional distress. You allowed an 80-pound animal that you may know is friendly and wouldn't hurt a fly be put in a situation where it almost got shot. You did that. You're the parent. And then you blame him? Is he awake? What did you bring him for?
I'm awake.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $10,000. Your counterclaim's dismissed. We're finished here.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This court is adjourned.
He told me he would shoot my dog, and he started to raise it toward me.
I think an over-exaggeration by the defendant.
Wait. Did you notice that? That's in stark contrast to what he said earlier. He said, oh, he only raised the weapon once I approached. And here he says, oh, he started to raise the weapon after. Insinuating that it was once pointed at the dog and then
Because there was someone with a gun in the park threatening to shoot my dog and starting to raise it toward me.
I was immediately arrested, put in handcuffs, drawn 10 different officers with guns drawn on me.
Of course, I'll keep my dog on a leash.
Please watch your dogs, protect your dogs.
What I said to him was true. Judges bring to their job their life's experience. And you know that I was pushed over by a very friendly dog. Just jumped on me to say hello, but off leash, and was injured. And that moment is so frightening when a big animal is running towards you.
I know I don't like to walk past on the street an unleashed dog. They're animals at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how well trained they are. And I think that pet owners have to remember that it doesn't matter how much you believe that your dog is safe and friendly and wouldn't harm a fly. But if someone else is petrified, you're going to be liable for that.
You're responsible.
Yeah.
Well, you're also responsible for the dog.
Yeah.
So there you have it, folks. Basically, just a situation where one person was irresponsible with a loaded gun and more dangerous than the other person who was ready to shoot. Interesting turn of events, right? Okay. For the next case, we're dealing with love, money, and poor decision making. Yes, two women fall in love via a dating site. And as you know, things move fast these days. With most relationships, people get very serious very quickly and don't proceed with caution. And today you can see why it's so important in relationships to get to know the other person before we just dive headfirst into big life choices, like moving in with one another. Today you'll see how Judge Judy gets down to the bone of the matter, makes sure that the missing money or the money that's owed goes to who it needs to go to, and cuts away all the fluff. You ready? Let's do it.
Case 4001, Wilhelm versus White. All parties, please come forward.
Brandy Wilhelm is suing her ex-girlfriend, Camry White, for 2 unpaid personal loans.
Miss Wilhelm, you and the defendant met on a dating app.
Yes.
You lived in 2 different states.
At the time, in 2020, we were both in Michigan.
When you met?
Yes.
Who moved?
She was moving with her job.
To where?
She went from Ypsilanti to Columbus, Ohio.
And according to your complaint, the 2 of you discussed you moving with her.
Yes.
And she was supposed to go out there and get a place, and you would join her. You have a child,
Yes, ma'am.
a 1-year-old. Okay. Now, it is your claim that Miss White owes you $3,000 for 2 separate loans. Both of those loans, according to you, I believe, were extended after she moved.
Yes.
Okay. Now you can tell me about the first loan.
The first loan was for her car payment. It was late, and she told me that
By phone, text, how?
text and phone.
May I see the text?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm absolutely done here. Smoke a little less weed, it'll keep your head clear.
Right.
Clear, so that you, especially when you come to court, so that you're not all fuzzy-wuzzy.
Brandy Wilhelm claims her ex-girlfriend, Camry White, refuses to pay back 2 personal loans. Camry is countersuing for filing a false police report and harassment.
You say to her, please, I need to pay my car. You can send me money. You can use my cards. What does that mean?
Yeah, her account got locked down, so I told her she could use it.
How did that happen?
I guess she couldn't, confirm herself. I don't even have that app, so you would have to ask
She
her.
requested $1,000, and then she said, I can't use it. So then she sent it back.
Oh, I sent it. Okay, that's what happened. I think she PayPal'd it to me at first, but I couldn't figure
PayPal'd what to you?
the
Your car
money.
payment?
Yes.
How much was your car payment?
It was late, so it was probably around $800.
How much was the car payment?
$860.48.
Okay. Did you pay her back? Is not an answer.
No, ma'am.
Why not?
I told her she had to wait till I had the money. I wasn't working. I just got back with my traveling job. I didn't have.
What does that have to do with her?
No, that's what I told her, though.
So you said to her, I'll pay you back when I'm have the money.
When I have the money. And
Okay,
she
so
said,
it was a
okay.
loan. Perfect. $860 car payment. What was the next loan? There were two.
The B&B, because
Okay, explain it.
It was early June. She told me that I could stay with her for 3 months in a B&B, and she requested my half. The B&B was only $2,600 something. So I told her, oh, $1,300? And she said, no, I can't afford the whole thing. You would have to pay $2,000.
Well, that doesn't sound like a loan to me. However, you sent her how much money?
$2,000.
And you received $2,000. Shh. You received $2,000 from her. Is that
Yes,
correct?
ma'am.
Okay. And that money was to go for a place for the two of you to live together.
Yes, for while I worked.
Yes. And did you live together?
No, she never came.
She wouldn't let me.
Just a second.
It was not that I wouldn't let her. Okay.
Just
let
a
me shut
second.
up.
That money was for a place for you to live together. Mm-hmm. Is not an answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. And where's the $2,000?
It went towards that Airbnb. I paid for it.
She told me that B&B.
She gets mad and she'll block me, talk a little crap, do whatever. I have messages of her saying she didn't even want to come anymore. I asked her, look, weed is legal where I'm from. I asked her to go get me weed from Michigan because I'm in Ohio. She got mad because I asked her to get me weed. She said I wanted to lock her up even though it's legal, so she said she wasn't going to come anymore.
Mm-hmm. I did not say that.
It's right here in my messages. You want to see them?
Did you ask her to do something in her jurisdiction that was not legal?
No. Weed is legal in Ohio and in Michigan.
So why would you need her help?
Because I don't drive. So I asked her to do it for me.
What do you mean you don't drive? She just sent you a car payment.
Yeah, I have a car, but I don't drive it. Other people drive me in it, and she knows that.
Why don't you drive your car?
Because I don't have a license.
Who drives your car?
The people I work with. I've been with them for 5 years.
Do you charge them for using your car?
No, I don't charge them. But we ride
Thing
together.
sounds very sketchy. Anyway, the $2,000 was sent so that you could live together, and you didn't live together. That's $2,860.28. Now we have a counterclaim. And the counterclaim is sort of funny. Counterclaim is for $5,000 for filing a false police report and harassment. Now, tell me about the police report that she filed against you that was false.
I had a number call me from Michigan stating...
You can't tell me when anybody called you and said.
No,
I need a report.
I
don't
document.
have it.
Yeah, I see it.
Yes, ma'am.
I couldn't get it.
Okay, Miss White threatened to beat her up. This is you telling this to the police. It all stems from the defendant owing the plaintiff $3,000 and the plaintiff letting the defendant's dad know about it. She told your father about you owing her money. This is your counterclaim. Pay attention.
I am paying attention.
You know you filed a counterclaim.
Yes.
It was for filing a false police report.
Yeah, and harassment.
Well, I want to hear about it. What was the false police report?
She said that I threatened to beat her up, and we don't even live in the same state. We weren't even nowhere near each other.
We're 3 hours apart.
That's a different state.
Shh, don't talk to each other. So what I gather, she told your father about you owing her money.
Yes, ma'am.
And your father had been paying the insurance on your car.
Yes, he told me he would pay my insurance.
And then he said he wasn't going to pay your insurance.
Yeah, he cut it off.
He cut it off because she told him that you took money from her.
Because he was aggravated.
Well, that was true. She's allowed to tell him that. And he's allowed to cut you off. How old are you?
24.
24. Pay your own car insurance.
It's not
You don't even
paying.
drive a car. You don't have a license.
I can pay for it. I have to have him do it because I don't have a license, so I can't have insurance.
Well, what does that have to do with her?
What do you mean? She texted my father for no reason. She didn't have to do
She's
that.
allowed to text your father and say
She
to your
don't even
father,
know my
your
family.
daughter, who's 24 years old, took $3,000 from me. She's allowed to do that.
A car payment. Yeah, that. But that $2,000 for that Airbnb, that was not a loan. She offered to pay half of it so she could come stay with me, and that never happened. So because she didn't come and stuff happened, I should pay her that back?
If you stayed in it, then you paid for it and you lived in it.
Yeah,
alone.
I'm trying to get what you're getting at.
I'm absolutely done here. Smoke a little less weed, it'll keep your head clear.
Right.
Clear, so that you, especially when you come to court, so that you're not all fuzzy-wuzzy.
I get what you're saying.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000 $860.28. Your counterclaim is dismissed. She's allowed to call and tell your father whatever she wants to. She told your father you owed her $3,000, and with the exception of a couple of bucks, you absolutely did. We're done here. Thank you.
Thank you.
This court is adjourned.
Look, if you're going to sue somebody for defamation of character, then you have to be able to prove that what you're saying or what is being said about you is false. In this case, the defendant wanted to sue the plaintiff for calling her dad and telling her what she considered nonsense. At the end of the day, if it's the truth, it's not defamation. It's basically stating the facts. And that's what Judge Judy is basically honing in on. It's, I think in America, it's the Fifth Amendment, the freedom of expression. So, yeah, don't sue someone for defamation if they're not defaming your character. But let's hear what Judge Judy has to say.
I believe she gave me justice in this situation because Camry is a liar.
Like she's literally psycho. She's crazy.
I would tell her I would come over and she would tell me no, and she would just hang up on me.
She gave me that money to get it, yes, but she never came.
I will never talk to her again.
Nothing. I ain't gonna talk to her no more.
So my takeaway from that case is just a general worldly bit of advice. When you come to court, you're supposed to be clear-headed, clear-eyed, clear thinking.
Especially when you have a counterclaim and you're supposed to be the plaintiff with the burden of proof.
So if you're going to court, do it in the early morning.
Don't make yourself look like a fool.
Right.
That's so true. I once went to court. Believe it or not, I was harassed and stalked when I was in university, and I'd had a little bit too much wine the night before, so the next morning my head was very clouded. You really don't want to be messing with your thinking abilities when you're in court because the atmosphere is so strict, and the smallest mistake could cost you the case. Luckily, I had a very good lawyer, and even though pro bono, he did a good job, and I managed to pull through. But I cannot imagine for the life of me having a joint, being under the influence and going to court. It's just not going to cut it. And someone like Judge Judy is definitely going to see right through that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. One last parting bit of advice. If you're in a relationship and you start giving money to that person, I know today the plaintiff was lucky because Judge Judy was able to get her money back. But not many people have this opportunity to go to small claims court. A lot of people are scared of going. So my little bit of advice is when you're in a relationship, whatever money you give over to the other person, kiss it goodbye. You'll sleep better at night. Believe me. All right, guys. Till next time. Bye-bye.